because you always just got to be happy when like defenders. I think it's like.
People deluded, I'm back again.
Come on, Ian, man. Come on. I mean, with an introduction like that, with the big man Egal here himself, I don't need to say anything, people. You lot have been calling for this in the comments. I do look at my comments. I dinged in Egal. He said he was on it. We're here, man. I appreciate you on behalf of my platform and myself, man. How you doing, Egal, man? What you saying? Everything good?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. I'm happy to hear people are checking for me. I wouldn't think people.
Say that again.
I'm happy to hear people are checking for me after.
Yeah, they've been on me for time about you, bro. I'm like, I'm gonna get to it, man. No way will I snake you lot, and man, I had to deliver, man.
You know what? We were actually supposed to do a video after the season finished. I don't think we did.
It would have been epic, man. It would have been epic, man. It would have been epic.
But, I see you cooking rants.
I enjoyed that. If you enjoyed it, don't worry. Edit if
you still do a weekly
receipts.
Show?
Big up rants, but I've got receipts, my boy. Like they need to come out before the season starts next week.
You
Stay
need to
tuned.
get back on the shows, man. You're the only
one.
Would
definitely, man. Next week.
You're the only one that actually checks them on Arsenal takes. Everyone else is just letting it fly, you know.
Yeah, because people, you know, rants, man. He's like the boogeyman. He's all right, but he's like the boogeyman, man. But
he's a good guy. He's a good guy.
Yeah, he's a good guy, man. I got time for rants, man. Like obviously, it's a weird one with rants, isn't it?
Shameless though, I like it.
Yeah, he's shameless.
Still he's average.
Yeah. But that's the thing with all of these guys. The minute they get linked with our players, yeah, now the true colours come out. Rants is a good guy, but you see his footballing opinions and how he looks at Man United. I'm on him for that, and hopefully next season there's more humble pie, man.
You know what? I like this Rants. He's becoming positive. It's very interesting.
He is put low key.
It's very interesting.
If you look between the lines, he is positive. You know, like initially. He gassed up Amarin, he gassed up Ten Hag. He's going to gas up Carrick.
The heel turn is going to be epic. Because it's going to happen.
I can't wait.
I can't wait.
But we got time to talk about rivals, man. Hey, man, I got to ask you about Arsenal.
Can I just get started? This season is entertaining. This season's entertaining. You know why?
Because I know once you start, you ain't going to stop. Go ahead, man.
All last season, they were saying we're average. Our team's not good enough. You're not going to get over the line. The way they celebrated. When we lost to Man City. When we lost to Man City in the Cup and when we lost them in the league, the way they celebrated. And I remember there was Gary Neville, Patrick Vieira, all these guys in the Sky booth. And the guy told them, well, Arsenal still have a 60% chance of winning after losing the Man City game. And they all said, what? No chance. You're not factoring in pressure. Well, we didn't concede a goal for like a minute after that game. And I swear to you, Mazu Skelly walked into that midfield and changed the team. He played in the semifinals and played in the finals. So he's not going nowhere. I don't think this team's going anywhere. And everyone's trying to line up to be our challenger, but nobody's really pumping their chest out saying we're going to do it. Man City got a new manager. They're about to lose one of their best players in their club's history, a Ballon d'Or winner.
Fingers crossed. We need Rodri to go, man. Massive player. We need him to cut.
Call me Captain Obvious, but Rodri leaves the Premier League. That is a bigger signing for Arsenal than any other signing we could have had this window. Right?
It's a massive blow for City, and it's a tough act to follow, isn't it? Like, they can get many a good player, but Rodri was not only a good player, he was a legend, he was a talisman, and, you know, he's
the boogeyman. Forget about
it. Yeah, he was, you know what? It's like praising your enemy. Like, to be fair, him, Haaland, you know what? The game's the game. Rodri, you're an absolute legend. Like, I was having the flowers, Rodri, and I was having this debate with my friend. And we was talking about Busquets and how Rodri's trajectory. And this was a few months ago. So for context, I was saying, I personally believe Barcelona need to get Rodri more than Real Madrid in it. But we was talking, it went into like a conversation about Busquets and Rodri. And then initially I did that thing where you go towards the legacy guys. Initially I was like, and I still rate Busquets. Everyone knows I'm a big fan of Busquets. So I was like, yeah, no, it's Busquets. There's no chance. And you know, when you start thinking about it and you think about everything he's done in his career, bearing in mind I've been watching him since he was like Villarreal in the youth academy and whatnot, but I watched everything he's done. He's obviously won the Ballon d'Or. You've seen what he's done for Spain. He's reminded everyone, even this injured Rodri is still amazing. I just wanted to ask you, like, where Rodri or Busquets, where would you be?
First of all, is he ahead of Xavi Hernandez?
No, but I think Busquets is no one's gonna be ahead of Xavi or Iniesta, but I think Busquets and him is it's a direct comparison, especially because they were managed by Pep Guardiola as well. And you know how Pep looks at the goalkeeping position, but also the six as like I always say to like the Spanish people, they look at it backwards. Like their attacking mid is their number 6. So you look at what he did with Busquets and Rodri, I think it's close.
I think he has a case to be. Forget about Busquets and that. He's knocking on the door with Lampard, Gerrard, and maybe telling them, "Hold my beer."
He's all right. He's in Premier League all-time 11. If we're like, he's in them convos.
Yeah, that's where he is. As for the Spanish all-time, it depends on what you like. The problem he has is he plays for Man City. If he played for Arsenal, Man United, he would have the PR behind him. Man City, he won the Ballon d'Or, but
yeah, but you're forgetting Pep factor
at City as well. But I don't think he has the PR behind him. The only reason why he got the Ballon d'Or is because player of the tournament in the Euros doing what he did, right? But I don't think if he was just off the back of what he's done for Man City alone, no one would be rating his thing as high. It's because
I don't know, I can't co-sign that my way.
I'll be honest. I don't think
serious.
I think Man City, him playing at Man City, is a black mark on his resume right now. He needs to do it at a club where they don't have the scandal of.
He played a key part in them getting the thingy, man, the Champions League. No,
I think him winning the World Cup and the Euros has done way more than all of the Premier Leagues and Champions League combined. That's my main.
But no one says this around PSG players, though. I know it's different, but
no. But
since you mentioned scandals, they've had their thing.
It's different because
100%
PSG, we expect them to win the league, and I don't think people are looking at Dembele and saying, "Oh, you did a treble back to back. Oh my God!" I'm looking at PSG's treble, and I'm saying, who's really stopping them from winning that treble? I don't really care for that treble. Same way I would say if what do you call it? Bayern win 2 domestic trophies and they win the Champions League.
I hear what you're saying. They've got the league in the chokehold.
I give them more credit for the Champions League. I kind of discredit the league. For Man City, because of their scandal, I think, and also they don't have the PR and the everything else. The Spanish wins has done more for Rodri's personal name than anything else. Same way how Arsenal, bringing it back to Arsenal,
City have done madness up with him there, man. And you could make a case that he might, and again, I've got no leg to stand on. I ain't no City fan, but
so why
when
didn't
you
he win
think of City, he's in those conversations with Sergio Aguero and that.
No. Why didn't he win Player of the Season? Because Declan Rice would have won. Come
on, man. Obviously, in the Premier League, he was injury hit. Declan Rice, as you said, he was better than him. He was more consistency and all of that kind of stuff. But
no, the year
don't diminish what he's done.
No. The year Foden won it, he won the Ballon d'Or. So you tell me, how is Foden winning Player of the Season and PFA Player of the Season, and this man's winning the Ballon d'Or? Clearly,
it's the PR thing. Yeah, I see where you're going with it. The PR thing.
He don't have that PR until he won it.
That's a good example. To be fair play.
So when he wins it with Spain, all of a sudden he's lapping everyone. He's jumping ahead of Haaland. He's jumping ahead of Foden. No, real talk. If you look at it this way, his Man City career is in a jar, and the Spanish trophies has burst him out of that jar and made him a bigger name.
Fair, man. Fair. But Egal, man, you know what? You're here, and I love speaking about you. So why not speak about the football club that we obviously support? Now, there are some things I want to ask you broadly, yeah. But I want to do this a different way, my boy. I want to jump straight into kind of what's kind of hot. You know how it is on social media, man. Like, we've been linked with Osimhen. What are you saying?
We got to read the fine print, people. Stop getting worried about every little piece of news. This right here is very obvious what happened. They are reporting on discussions, nothing else. At this moment in time, they're reporting on discussions. If those discussions materialize into something more, we don't know. What we know is Victor Osimhen is a striker. We currently have 2 players that can play striker, plus Moreno and Jesus, who's going to be headed out.
He's better than them, though.
So you can say he's better than them, but I don't think we currently need to go and get a Victor Osimhen over the line and sell one of our forwards. We have Havertz, we have Gyökeres. If we bring in Victor Osimhen, the nightmare of Havertz having to play in the 10 and the 8 might start happening again. I don't want that. I would rather Havertz and Gyökeres, good balance. And if you're going to bring in a player, go get me a left winger. Go get me a
we'll
left
get into
winger.
the left wing chat. Don't worry, man. But
because
just
I don't think Victor Osimhen moves the needle that much, and his price tag is 300K plus. I don't get putting 100K more a week on Victor Osimhen and telling me that's the difference between him and Gyökeres. It don't make sense.
So we've previously been linked with Julian Alvarez. Obviously, Barcelona, we know that's where the talking points are. But based on the fact that what you said about Osimhen as a striker, do you feel that same way about Julian Alvarez if we were to get him?
The thing about Julian Alvarez is I could see him playing in the team regardless of Gyökeres or Havertz still being here. Because I could see him transforming into a left winger.
Do we really want to go down that street, though?
He has the skill sets. Listen, at the end of the day, there's not too many.
At Barca, you're playing as a 9. At Arsenal, surely you're perfect for Arteta's system in that regards as well.
Yeah, but he's also played in a front 2 where he's on the left side coming in.
Oh no, he 100% can do a thing out there.
If we use him in the left half space, similar to how a lot of great forwards who come on to their right foot like to shoot, he could definitely do that. He's right-footed, if I'm not mistaken. Comes in off the left and scores goals. He has the pace to play on the wing. He has the ability on the ball to drop deep and to do everything he needs to do. I don't see him playing as a 10 if he comes to Arsenal. I don't see him playing as a striker because I'll be honest, people don't want to hear this. Julian Alvarez is not a clinical game in, week out, 20 goal a season player. He's not. What he is, he's a good all-around player that if you utilize him as an all-around player, he's the best version of Lacazette. He's the Lionel Messi of Lacazette. That's what he is.
I always say Noni's the Lionel Messi of I always say Bacola's the Lionel Messi of Noni Madueke's, man. So it made me laugh when you mentioned that. But I need to ask you on something you said, yeah. You really don't think he moves the needle that much? Like, we signed Osimhen today. Yeah, no, let's just humor me. We signed Victor Osimhen today. So you're right. I don't want to see Kai in midfield. But yeah, let me just say this, innit? I don't want Kai in midfield, but we signed Osimhen. He's probably better than both Kai Havertz and Gyökeres, right? Obviously, I hear what you're saying about the midfield and things, but what if Mikel Arteta says, do you know what? Kai Havertz and Gyökeres, you lot will get your minutes where you get your minutes. You're more rotationary pieces, and you have a Victor Osimhen and then fit Bukayo Saka. That don't sound enticing to you. No. That don't sound better than what we've got. That don't move the needle, having a pure thoroughbred number 9, which we do have that with Gyökeres, but his kind of kryptonite is, we know, like the game state and all of that. Kai Havertz can do all the Arteta stuff. It's more the clinical nature. You don't feel we could combine the two in a way if we were to get Osimhen and be that level raiser? Being devil's advocate.
Too much change causes chaos and disruption. We already have two forwards. We're bringing in a third one, potentially to sell another one, and then to try to get another left winger. Instead of doing all this stuff about bringing in Victor Osimhen, go get a left winger, or if you're going to bring in Julian Alvarez to play on the left wing, do that. But I don't see the logic in saying, bringing in Victor Osimhen, selling one of our forwards. Say, for example, we sell Gyökeres, bring in Victor Osimhen, and now we have to learn how to play with Victor Osimhen. Now we need to see how the team works. Then Kai Havertz gets into a couple games. Next thing you know, Kai Havertz is dropping.
Don't forget about Mikel Merino through the middle as well.
And then you have your 300K a week striker on the bench moping. And I'm not saying anything about attitude or criticisms that people have previously had about Victor Osimhen. That's not even where I'm going. I just don't think it is important for Arsenal to go and push for a Victor Osimhen deal unless it makes financial sense to us. And I don't think it makes financial sense, and I don't think it makes sporting sense. There's no real major benefit to go from Victor Osimhen into this team. 100K more a week. Also, don't forget that
goal scorer, African striker, that kind of African forward link. We got a divine history with that.
All right. How about this?
Being devil's advocate.
We signed Victor Osimhen this season, right? And he has the same kind of impact as Gyökeres, and he's on 100K more.
When you say that, what do you mean? Like, what goals are you talking in the league? Just so I can paint this picture for myself.
I'm talking same 15 goals. We still win the league. Same frustration around touches. Same frustration around overall play.
I don't think we'll have that with him. But if you're going to say it like that, then yeah, of course, there's no reason to get him in it.
Because what's to tell you that what I've seen from him in the Serie A in African cups and in what do you call it in Turkey tells me that he's so much better. I just think what it is people criticize what they. I think people criticize what they have in front of them, and they love and fancy what they don't have.
That I agree with. We're always looking for new.
And when they finally bring in that new player, they look at them and they're like, "Yo, this guy's not that much better."
I feel that way about Bukola. Not saying I don't want him, just on the basis of what you just said there. And I actually want Bukola if it came to it, and we'll get onto that. Yeah, but yeah, just based on that sentence you said there. That's how I feel about like what you said there about like you criticize what's in front of you. Not saying there isn't healthy criticism at Arsenal Football Club, but I think people become so enticed with the new targets that they put these players on occasion on levels they're not. They talk about good players like they're great ago, and then we sign them, the same ones that are doing the most. They'll be the first ones to terrorize them. They're not trying to hear adaptation period and all that.
Before Chelsea signed Pedro Neto, we were begging for Pedro Neto. As a fan base, do you remember that?
That link pissed me off because it doesn't make sense.
Before Tottenham signed Basuma, people were melting down that Tottenham signed Basuma. Do you remember that?
True.
We wanted James Maddison. There's so many players.
Ben White and Christian Romero.
Bro, there is
Maddison and Odegaard, you're right. Yep, that's
Emerson.
That's enough one. That is enough one, to be fair. That's one, to be fair.
I like what the scouts did. Tozolos looks like a good player.
I like him. It's not enough, but I like what I've seen. And I don't think it's fair for me to put expectations.
We need to trust our scouts. And if we're not going to go get a Vinny, I don't think Victor Osimhen makes financial sense. I don't think it makes sporting sense. And I don't think it moves the needle to the point where we need to go and disrupt our wage bill to bring in another player for similar profile, similar all around, in my opinion. I don't think Victor Osimhen is that much of an upgrade on either of our forwards. Maybe he has a little bit better. Maybe he looks a little bit better on the eye, but I don't think so.
So what are you actually saying for left wing? Because big up Zolis, but for me, and I'll paint a picture for myself, I believe, I look at it a bit on a weird thing ago. I look at it on twofold in that I think it's on one hand, again, big up Zolis, park him to the side. For me, again, I think it's inexcusable not to get that game change in left wing, regardless of how difficult it is or all that kind of stuff. We've chased that for years. That's an evident left wing's also been an issue tactically. We clearly look at that as the angle. If you've got a fit Saka, you got whoever you want up front, you've got that left winger. So I think it's an utter disgrace, if I'm completely honest, not to get that. Also, I like the Zolis stuff in isolation. Replaces Trossard, looks like a baby Trossard. And granted, the club never said this to me, but we've been told when you go back and we was linked with Morgan Rogers, that that's an addition. I do obviously understand the left wing market's mad. I look around, I don't see Alexis Sanchez at Udinese.
Let me name some players.
Go ahead.
So we tried to get Vinny, who's the best on the market.
Yeah, I call that damn bang. I rate the ambition, but fundamentally, you didn't get him in it.
We can't get Kvaratskhelia.
That's a myth. Forget about that.
Arcola, the price tag is ridiculous. Anthony Gordon,
million.
Barcelona beat everyone to the punch. When it comes to Yildiz, we're trying. At least we're attempting to show ambition. And
the attempting thing is, it's not going to cut it with me again no more. I appreciate it, but I mean,
the club don't want to sell. I don't view Rafinha as what we need on that left wing. Although he's a much better player than what we currently have. 29 years old, we'd be asking for what, 80 million to sign him.
Assuming he wants to leave Barcelona, you got a sweet gig over there. Assuming he wants
to leave Barcelona, similar to Luis Diaz. I don't think we go and sign Gakpo. That doesn't make sense to me.
God forbid.
Rafael Leao kind of washed. Who else is there? Then we're
Nico Williams.
Then we're talking about Somerville's and Nico Williams and Lookman.
Nah, I quite like Nico Williams. He's better than Somerville. I'll take Nico Williams, but there's not a left winger that convinces me 100%. That's not to say
I think Nico Williams is the best. Nico Williams is the best punt at this point.
Someone will throw Rashford into it. Some might even throw a Mudryk into it, owing to buy from Chelsea.
I don't want Rashford simply because of the baggage, and he's 28 years old. The Man United baggage is a lot.
Nusa?
I'm not convinced. How is he better than Martinelli?
I think he is by default, but again, I don't think it's a game changer at the point of entry.
You might as well start naming Igor Palaz and randoms. You know what I mean? Kevin Shard from Brentford.
But me and you can say that. A bit like you see defense here. You see defense at this moment in time. We've got good options. Saliba's injured, so I could forgive the club for going into the market and going, "Oh my God, Saliba's injured. We've got to react a bit." we should have been proactive about a left winger. Like, we've needed to fix this for years, probably since 2024, 25, at the end of it, where Martinelli couldn't replicate that form. We've seen, like you said, targets go elsewhere, etc. Like, I do think that's inexcusable. Like, and I think me and you are allowed to have that thought. And I understand if there's no value, do not spend money. I'm actually leaning towards that, which is my position is I don't think we get a left winger again. Of course, I hope I'm wrong. I don't think we get another one because I don't see the value in the market. Unless we can find a more Salah when he's in Italy. I don't know.
Why didn't we try to get Ferran Torres before he went to PSG?
That's not a game changer, though, bro. You can't diss Osimhen.
He's much better than what we have.
I understand. Listen, I understand him, and this is gonna not make sense, but make sense to you. I would understand if Mikel Arteta signed Ferran Torres or Osimhen, but come on, man, we need wavy ballers. We need to we need a left winger. If you're a left winger, you're a left winger in it. We've got too many of these guys that can play everywhere. I understand it, and tactically, I think it would work, assuming he'd want to come back to England. But I think we've got too many of those. I think there's too many guys that we've signed / at the club where we go, oh, you know what? If he can have a bit of form, if Arteta could do that.
The problem
we need a miracle, bro. I'll be real. I don't think we're getting one.
We want quality, but we want the smaller teams to already unearth that quality.
And that's where we might be going wrong. Because Vinicius was in Brazil when Real Madrid bought him. They lost out on Neymar. They learned from their mistake.
But
that's the only way we're going to get them stars now, Egal. You know, I'll be real. The Vinicius thing didn't work. You know, once them Brazilian guys get there, I don't want to leave Real Madrid. So we probably have to find them before they become them. And I don't want to take your mind back to Morgan Rogers.
Or you have to convert players. You have to convert players from another position to that left wing.
We ain't got the facilities for that. You know what? I said this on my live stream, again. If there's one criticism on Max Dalman and Ethan Wanyeri, it's actually something that I don't think, like, obviously they're not in charge of it. I wish you lot were right-footed, especially Max. Because if you was right-footed, left wing sorted. But unfortunately, that's not how it's working. Which is why I understand how everyone started crashing out with the Pedro Neto link. Oh my God, he was at Chelsea. And I'm not saying we couldn't, because Lord knows when you can see the link, it might be able to happen, innit? But for me, he's a left-footed right winger. That link there didn't make sense. That was just journalists. The game's the game, innit?
Bro, there is so many players that are what do you call it, right-footed that can play on that side also.
In our squad.
There's so many players in world football that are right-footed that can play on the left wing, but they just prefer to play up top, or they prefer to play just in the 10.
That's why I think Julian Alvarez is. I think he wants to be a striker, and I think Barca, you got that. You can replace Lewandowski, play through the middle. I'm not saying there can't be games he plays off the left and all of that. I just think at Arsenal, if I'm honest, and I'm Julian Alvarez, not to be pessimistic, I'm not trying to hear that. I understand certain games I might have to, but I'm better than your career.
You know what's gonna happen?
I'm going there.
We're gonna wait a year, and then we're gonna probably like buy Phil Foden or something.
That's why some people. Would you take Grealish? Another nigga. Some fans have been floating that.
Nah, I seen that on Turkish's stream.
What about Ndiaye?
Ndiaye is good, but you know what it is?
It's the price.
Then I feel like we're doing the same thing. We're going down a level to bring it and hoping that player takes a step up.
I think it's just a case of we're buying. If we buy Ndiaye, truthfully, as much as I like him, Miguel, it would just be spending money for the sake of it. I know he's better than what we've got, but in my heart of hearts, I don't think that is the guy we're looking for.
Are you looking for potential, or are you looking for solid? What are you looking for? Because I am personally looking out there and I'm saying I want somebody who can come in, stamp their authority, and has the potential to be one of the best in that position. And I think the only player out there right now that is actively being sold that could be in that conversation is probably Barcola. But he is now being valued at that price tag also. So I don't want...
That tells you PSG might not even want to sell him.
I don't want Arsenal to go, but they're already buying replacements.
No, they are. No, but that could tell you truthfully, one, they don't want to really sell him, and two, we've looked at the market. Rightly so if I'm PSG. This one's going for how much? This one's going for how much? Whatever you think you could have bought Barcola for, add a few more on that.
I just look at the market and I just say to myself, it's not there. There's no value in the market. And if there's no value, we're not going to spend the money for spending money's sake. That's where we go making mistakes. And Arsenal, when you look at it, last time we did that was Pepe. The time before that we almost spent money for the sake of spending money was Thomas Lemar. And you tend to make mistakes when you start spending.
I can't lie. Could you say, being devil's advocate, yeah, would you say that was Gyökeres?
Gyökeres was not, because Gyökeres was one of the pieces that actually helped us get over the line and win the league. 100%. Whichever way anyone tries to slice it,
14
league
goals.
We do not win the league this past season without Gyökeres at least being that option to help us get bust doors
scored
open.
Important goals. All of our attackers barely showed like consistency throughout the source, but they were their moments.
He scored in semifinals in majority of the cups. He was a big part of the season. I know people don't rate certain players because they watch them every single game, but best believe if you take emotion out of it and you just look at it objectively, you're going to say to yourself, first season in the Premier League, stack it up against some Premier League legends. He had a good season.
No preseason. He's not looked good this preseason, but no preseason them times. And he got 14 league goals, 21 in all cups.
This preseason was different. This preseason was not about doing a Bayern and beating teams. It was about just straight tactics and seeing what certain individuals can bring.
We never had 7, 8, 9 players at the beginning, so Arteta's hands are kind of tied with what really you could do.
This was actually just testing individuals' ability to work in the team. Like Tozolos has shown that he's ready to start for Arsenal. You know what I mean? I think Havertz showed that the number 10 thing needs to chill for a bit.
I said this to you the last time you was there. It's like it's different, but and I know you've got to contribute in all phases of play. Obviously, from what I see of Gyökeres, like I always say, we all know he's ugly to watch, respectfully to him. But you're just there to score goals, innit? You're a person. I'm not going to judge you on what you can't do. That's what you do. Kai Havertz, I do believe the best footballers are good with a ball at their feet. I think you're one of the best footballers in world football and in our squad off the ball. I can see why the micromanagers like Arteta, like the German manager, like you're very intelligent. But I'm only trying to see you on the final action. Unless you're mucking in defensively, like you're ugly on the ball. Yeah, you've got that kind of give and go. But you asked me a question, and I wanted to kind of go back to that talking point because I think it was a good question. You asked me what am I looking for, and it's a multi-layered one, man. Because with my Arsenal fan hat on, if you're asking me if we go back to Morgan Rogers, yeah, I didn't think that was in my heart of hearts. I wanted Morgan Rogers. I said sign him first, and we'll figure that out later. And I know that's wrong because two different players, and I think he could do it more than Eze. But loosely, the conversations we were having about Eze on the left, I would have said the same with Rogers. But I wanted that, and we were briefed. Fair enough, the club didn't tell us, but we was briefed that Rogers was our top target. Zolis don't affect that. We might even want Bacola and him. Cool, Rogers never happened. Vinicius Jr., I never quite bought into it. You can't help but be. You know, when you think about it for a split second, it would have been great. It would have been mad and whatnot. We know once them players get to Real Madrid, and to be fair, Real Madrid is the pinnacle of world football. You're not going to leave that. So I do appreciate the ambition my club's shown. But fundamentally, if I look at the cold-hearted facts, you tried to get your top target, didn't work. An ambitious swoop for Vinicius, which you knew was a gamble because certain dominoes had to fall. So that's now 2 targets, which brings me back to what you said about you look at the market, you can't see nothing, which is how I am. Like I just said, I don't see Alexis, Griezmann, Hazard when they were at like their humble beginnings before they went off to do what they're doing. But then I have to be devil's advocate. We've known we've needed this for years. We've seen other targets that we've been linked with. I'm not saying I want Anthony Gordon, but we were briefed. The club likes him. He's gone elsewhere. You didn't get Rodgers. You didn't get Vinicius. So you have to slap yourselves for that because that's needed to be addressed and that never happened. And then I'm with you with, I look around, I don't see it. So you got 2 options for me. When we're looking at the household names, like the list you said, yeah, there's some players I would take more than others. But in my heart of hearts, you could argue, it's a waste of money. To which brings me to, is our thing now finding Kvaratskhelia before he goes Napoli or his early days at Napoli? Is it, like I said with Real Madrid, cool, we never got Neymar. Let's learn. The next good Brazilian that comes out of Brazil, we're going to go get them. They got Rodrigo and Vinicius. Fair enough, it didn't happen overnight. When you look at
already have him. We might already have him. Tozolos.
Yeah, but he's one man. He's one man, man.
He had 51 GA last year.
I believe in him, but I don't want to put these expectations on you until you show me that's what you're on. Like, if you go and do like another one, Mo Salah, I hardly expect Liverpool fans when they signed Mo Salah off the back of the Chelsea spell when he did his thing in Italy, they were waxing lyrical about him. He had no body of work. It's fair to say it worked out. So if Zolis can be one of those exceeding expectations, great. But he's only one man. Yes, I like his GA. But I don't want to put the whole fact that we've needed to improve the left wing. We've been knocked back for targets. I don't want to start asking for miracles from him.
You're better off waiting, and please don't.
And that's what led me to counter your question. Sorry, Egal.
Please don't get Pedro.
If we're better off waiting, ain't that a failure?
No, because at the end of the day, we
didn't address a position that needs addressing. Evidently, we're with
What
Martinelli
we've
and
done-
the unproven Zolis.
what
As
we've
much as I
done-
like him, being devil's advocate.
What we done? We finished last season the best defense, and we're going into this season with the best defense and the best midfield. The following season, we can then try to improve our attack and have the best midfield, attack, and defense.
Yeah, but then you have situations like Bayern Munich a few years ago, which we haven't addressed that because that we talked about X Factor, like in the Champions League, where we got to the final, but you do have that kind of itch if we had that individual brilliance. And again, we're a mad team. We scored 121 goals, bro. So we know we'll score goals, but who will get the goals? And we proved that year in, year out.
Who's to say the midfield being reshuffled with Bruno joining doesn't also have a knock-on effect to the type of chances we create going forward?
If we can break down low blocks better, I agree with that.
I think having Bruno, Odegaard playing a little bit more forward, and Reiss in the team will give us much more balance and ability to do more. Because when you look at Zubimendi, you look at Murray, you look at Zubimendi, you look at what do you call it? Miles Lewis-Skelly. I feel like Bruno has more of a line-breaking pass on him, and which gives Odegaard much more freedom to be higher up the pitch.
What's to say Odegaard starts and we go with one low six and two rotating? We've got Mills, and Eze. We've got Mills here. We can cook. We've got different ingredients now.
Even if it's Mikel Moreno and we have a front two.
I don't know. What up front?
Yeah, it don't matter.
Ah, cool. I thought you was throwing Moreno into the midfield shouts. Pick him up, but I ain't trying to see that no more, girl, man.
No, but I'm saying there's going to be games where you're going to throw Mikel Moreno or Havertz in the 10 to have two forwards.
100%. 100%. There's times it might be a needs-must thing. 100%.
This team is set up to play any formation necessary. A back three right now doesn't look so good, but with a back four, we could play a 4-4-2. We could play the what we've done last season, 4-3-3 or 4-2-1-3-1, whichever way you need to do it. But the left wing position will not get sorted unless we go and sign a specific position specialist,
unless there's a miracle,
or we convert someone to a left wing. And the only people out there, I could see us going and converting are left-footed right wingers or left-footed or right-footed strikers.
I'd rather more do the second option because I ain't seen that. I ain't trying to go down that route because respectfully, if you go and bring Pedro Neto and Noni, the same things we're saying about Noni, we're going to be saying about Pedro Neto. I'm not really on those kind of things. I'd rather, if we had to, and you put a gun to my head, I'd rather you try that with Wanyeri or Dalman just because it's something new. But that's why Egal, for me, just double down defensively now, man. Like genuinely, like.
Yeah, you know why we don't sell players well also? Because everyone's talking about Savio being sold for 70 million today. Savio is being sold for
yeah. We need to get better at player ships.
The reason why a player like Savinho is going for 70 million and Martinelli is going for 40, 45. The difference is in their wages. Martinelli is garnering close to double. Wait, not double. Actually, more than double. He's getting 150% of Savinho's wages.
And a year left on his contract plus an option by the club.
Currently, where Savinho's getting 80K a week, Martinelli's on 180K a week. So wherever he goes, he's going to get the same or more. Where Savinho, wherever he goes, he's gonna maybe get 100K, not 80K. So that right there is one of the reasons why Nani Madueke cost us so much money, because his wages are so much cheaper than the rest of our team. He comes into our team and slots in near the bottom of our wage bill, which means our transfer fee has to be higher. And 90% of the time when the transfer fee is higher, it's because the team that's selling is willing to accept a much longer payout plan. So all these prices have fine print that we don't know about. I've realized 100%. That transfer news is a lot of it is like a bumper sticker price that everyone likes to look at.
Yeah, you need to read the fine print, man. People don't read fine prints. It's like when we was linked with Vinicius, if I'm honest, because everyone just saw, oh my God, David Ornstein, Arsenal interested in Vinicius. When you looked at the fine print, it was always reliant on the contract.
Yeah.
So people need to start reading, man. People genuinely need to start reading.
Same thing with Victor Osimhen. The discussions with Victor Osimhen, the reason why they don't make sense to me is partially financially. It don't make sense.
Sell-on fee, wages, obviously a transfer fee. I like the player. I like what it could be. I don't really feed into it. And if the only way I would feed into it is if you were to move on a Kai Havertz just because of the wages, you were to move on Jesus because of the wages, Nelson, etc. Then I could make sporting and financial sense. Right now, it don't.
Not to jump the gun, does it make sense to sell Zubimendi
For a year? No. No. Have we not been crying about depth? We've seen Zubimendi run into the ground, and you saw a different person in the first, second half of the season. Every minute, Reiss gets a new kind of knock. Yes, you've got Bruno, and obviously you've got MLS, but we saw in these 50, 60 games, loss of form, games coming 2 days a week, 2 days in a week, 3 times in 10 days. Need depth, bro. If he says I want to go, that's another thing. But at least for one more year, which I do think I like Zubimendi. I always back him when I'm here with you. I think he is one of them that might want to go back to Spain. It's sunny and whatnot. But for at least a year, I need the depth. And do you remember the West Ham game? You can't forget the West Ham away game where we won the league. But I'm not mentioning that for that reason. Reiss went to right back. Now, I'm being pure devil's advocate. If we're in a scenario, again, it wouldn't be a lie. But if we go back to that scenario, if Arteta, for whatever reason, says, you know what, Reiss, I need you to go right back, and you've got a Bruno G or whatever, the absence that Reiss showed that day by not being in midfield and how much it made us scared, we were scared, it might not be there. So learn that. And this is what I mean. People need to look at what happened last season. We need these. And I'm not being funny again. We have completed our midfield. Like, there's always going to be speculation. There is going to be a time for Mikel to maybe manage the squad and whatnot.
I'm not selling Mikel Moreno. I think I would rather sell Zubimendi over Moreno. Am I crazy?
No, I'm not selling. Sorry, I don't know if I said Marino. I'm keeping Martinelli. I'm keeping Martin Zubimendi, Miles Lewis-Skelly, Reiss, Bruno. I need that for a year. I'm not selling Marino. I need you. Like, there's going to be 5 games. You're going to become him.
He replaces Jesus in the squad for me.
Naturally. And it leaves the spot open and the powder dry for if you do have an emerging talent striker, we'll shuffle it around a bit and all of those kind of things. Jesus needs to go. Obviously, Jesus, Nelson, Vieira, these lot need to be moved on. Nelson, apparently, we're getting 3 million quid. We should be getting better. We should be getting more, but I'm just looking at it as just draw a line under this now. Fabio Vieira, there's radio silence. I remember saying to you the last time he was here in that I think this summer, pardon me, is 2 things for Bell. Obviously, we won the league. We need to go up to the next level, all that kind of jazz. But we're notoriously bad sellers in the second phase of our life at the Emirates. I do think when Berta was brought in, away from all the other conventional stuff you need to do in terms of incomings and the new contracts and all the good stuff you've done, I do think it's about getting better, like getting better of a transfer fee. We need to get better at player trading because even you look at City, we all know it's a bit different there, but they've just got rid of Trafford. They just got rid of Rangers. Look at the balance sheet. So these are things we got to consider. I'm not selling Zubimendi to go back to your question though. Like you 4 have to stay for those 2 positions. If he does revamp the midfield, great. If Arteta sits there and says, I'm playing Odegaard or Eze, there's 2 spots. We all know Reiss is going to be the one to partner one of them. But if he says to Declan Rice, to Zubimendi, to Lewis-Skelly and Bruno, there's 4 of you, there's 2 spots, make sure I can't leave you out. We're eating. And the collective comes first.
There's no left winger out there that we could actually sign right now. I
hope that's just what us 2 think, and the people in charge prove us wrong. But I agree with that, and that was a big area that I thought, and probably we all thought, was a formality.
Just sign a center back in the window with the team.
We need a center back tomorrow, bro. Like we need one. We're in trouble.
And preferably a center back that can play right back. I'm happy with Ezri Konsa,
you happy with it?
I'm happy with Ezri Konsa or Jules Koundé, but it doesn't make sense financially, Jules Koundé. So if you can get a right back,
Tomori. He's available at a discount, apparently. Apparently, Amorim wants to get rid of him.
No, it don't fit our team.
He might be cheaper.
It don't fit our team.
How does Konsa, being devil's advocate, some people say Saliba's fit, you're not starting. And you're not naturally a right back, even though you can play there. Some would say just sign a right back.
The fact that Ezri Konsa has been playing the last couple of years in the Premier League and Tomori has been playing outside of the Premier League, I think that is one of the major factors on why I'm saying.
That's harsh, gal, man.
He hasn't cut his mustard in the Premier League. I haven't seen him in the Premier League. If he's back here and he's doing it for a couple of years, then fair. But right now, Ezri Konsa, even though he's 28,
in front of your eyes,
he's coming in. He's coming in to do a job, cover Timber and Saliba's injuries. And in the case that we need him in either of those positions, and right now, if Mascara was to get injured,
we're in trouble.
We're in trouble. Ben White, who's currently playing right back, is going to have to play there.
We've got Marley.
Okay, yeah, we also have Marley Salmon.
And you're actually very close to having to seriously consider Declan Rice centre half for what it's worth. Like last year when Norgard had to do.
Or even throwing one of our guys at right back that are our midfielders. I don't want that. I don't want Zubimendi or Declan Rice at right back. I think it would put too much work on their legs. I want to save their legs for later in the season.
Square pegs in round holes, man.
So one more. This is the last year that Ben White's probably going to be here. So let him have one more season. Next season, we look at solving the right back situation. You bring in Ezri Konsa, great cover for Saliba. So even when Saliba comes back, and you also have Mascara, and then on the left back position, forget about playing Miles Lewis-Skelly left back no more. You have the two left backs. If Calafiori gets injured, you have Hincapie. If Hincapie and Calafiori are out, then you have Miles Lewis-Skelly as the backup.
And you can't, and Timber. I don't want to see it, but Timber can kind of indirectly cover there.
And then we basically have a good enough team where we can rotate in and out depending on what games it is and what the game state is. No more Declan Rice playing 7 games in a row. No more these guys doing that. As for the attack, we've already gotten backups for Saka. If Tozolos and Martinelli are our left wingers going into next season, we still win the league.
Big up Zolis.
Stop the doom and gloom from the Arsenal fan base, please. Because if Martinelli stays and Zolos is the left winger, that is enough to still win us the league title again next season.
But what about the champs? I got to be devil's advocate. What about the champs?
That is a different conversation, but also opportunities can arise in January. We need to keep our powder dry for that left wing position in the case that an opportunity arises where a top left winger becomes available, or next window somebody emerges that can become and take that next step. Like, I don't know who's on Bournemouth right now.
I know what you mean. Like, you're them kind of guys. Like, I don't know why he's in my thoughts, but like Sadio Mane at Southampton, Liverpool bought him.
Ryan from Bournemouth.
Yeah, he's a right winger, but yeah, like even it is. It's just frustrating because
Brentford Shard. I don't know. I just don't think even Liverpool, who are much more desperate situation than us, can't seem to find their attacking options.
Yeah, but their front three, they're kind of stocked over there, though. Man.
No, they're not. They're in trouble.
Slightly, their depth is better than us in the front three.
They're in trouble. When I say they're in trouble,
they've got bigger trouble. Well, their attack isn't gelling, but I agree in that. For me, if I was a Liverpool fan, the midfield needs to click. Everything defensively, not just the defenders, the defensive ethos and all of that. That would be my bigger concerns than my attack. But goals do win games. I'm more looking at the left wing where it looks to the Champions League. And if I'm honest,
just get Gakpo.
Nah, man, dead. If I'm honest with you, Egal, Arteta's made me dream. Like, we're winning leagues, and it's a simple for me. I know football's not as simple, but you get a couple of those super players, as Wenger used to say, especially that left wing, bro. It's scary, but not for us. In my heart of hearts, I genuinely believe that it's scary, but not for us. And that's where I know it's neither
worst case scenario. We sell Martinelli. I see us going back to Chelsea.
Thought we would have got a game changer, and then you would have got your Jeremy Mongo, your next one up kind of thing. It won't happen. It's water under the bridge, but that's what it would have been, man.
Brother. Worst case scenario, we have Pedro Neto in our team.
Nah, I'm not on it. I'd rather Wanyeri and Dalman play out there.
I don't want it.
Nah, man.
I don't want it.
Nah, man, you lot can't even dress that up with positive with Arteta. That's just straight up lazy. If we get him, Berta and Arteta, you've upset me.
Okay, what about Groupie when he gets fit in January?
Yeah, Gal, now you're speaking my language. Them kind of players there, I'm
Can
on
he play
that.
left wing?
More of these guys, huh?
Can he play left wing?
Yeah, like what you were saying with Alvarez, I'm on that. Long-term Groupie needs to be up front, and he can actually play behind the striker. I remember watching an interview by Areola when he was at Bournemouth. He believed in his ability. He believed in his finishing. He basically believed if you start him, we're weaker defensively because, as you know, in the present day, you got to do all of that. He actually praised his work ethic to the point where he said he stopped doing finishing and he was doing other sessions like where you got to stand off the ball and all of that. And I know that's a given in today's day and age, but naturally, Arteta's big on that. Groupie is my language. Obviously, he's injured, as you said. Plus, Bournemouth were ruling him out with a move, and they're probably dangling the carrot of you will get the move. Howsung eventually got his move. Semenyo earned his chops and he got his move. We're in Europe. There's no pressure here. Plus, now he's injured, but stay one more year and we keep it moving. I want him at the carpet. Like, that is someone I want. But Pedro Neto, I'll give him a chance, but no, it's too much of this. We've got to be football scholars and tacticians to see if they're good footballers. We know Pedro Neto is not terrible. I know people will do the nonsense. He's not terrible. You've got less goals than Gabriel Magalhaes. We've already got tactical uncertainties about our front line, and everyone's got uncertainties about them. As I said earlier, all of our attackers, they had their moments, but that level of consistency, whether you've been fit like Bukayo Saka, whether the whole decision-making conversation over Martinelli, my thing is, why add another one? If I'm a school teacher and I've got 29 bad kids, why would I want you to put a 30th bad child in my class?
Let me tell you, Martinelli is currently on 180K a week.
Martinelli, Kai, and Odegaard, I think
we get Pedro Neto. If we get Pedro Neto and we pay him, say we pay Chelsea 50 million for Pedro Neto. I don't want to, but say we did, right? We would be saving about 40K a week.
What, you think Pedro Neto's not going to sign a 100K plus a week contract close to Martinelli if he joined us?
We would potentially be saving 40K a week.
His agents failed him if he doesn't get a big boy contract at Arsenal. I'll be real. If Pedro Neto had 26 years of age and all of that,
then why would we make a sideways step? It doesn't make sense.
This is what I'm saying. There's no benefit with signing Pedro Neto. Obviously, if you could do a cheeky little loan, how about this? I'd rather sign Rashford. I'd rather get Rashford on loan. See what Man United are, because they're a bit more desperate. I'd rather get Rashford on loan then go and get Pedro Neto, because at least there's some sense. You can see immediately Rashford, you can play as a left winger.
At least Pedro Neto will press. Rashford's more clinical.
Yeah, but then we're dangling. But you can learn to do that. I know it's not ability. In fact, even best example, we know Osimhen Dembele is way better than Marcus Rashford, but that has nothing to do with your willingness to want to press and defend. Dembele fell into it, and I'm not saying that will be the case, but it's all about how a player wants to buy into it. You could argue he didn't at Barca because they had concerns, but yeah.
An opportunity is going to land at our feet. We just need to be patient.
So we can, man, but where?
We just need to be patient. Good things come to those who wait.
And you're right. We have till the 1st of September, my boy.
We have to wait. We have to wait, because if nothing good's there, what are we going to do?
But why is it with us, though? Like, other teams. And again, I'm not criticizing
every team's
the club.
Waiting.
No, but how many times do we see other clubs sign other players and we go, oh, yeah, that was good business. Oh, this guy was there. Oh, that guy. This is all from a place of love for this football club. We ain't been the guys to sign the stars in a minute. We ain't been the guys to scout them stars in a minute.
I'll be real. Right now,
it breaks my heart that we're not signing another left winger in addition to Zolis. But just put my defender in the bag.
Right now, you got to view it this way. We just signed one of the best midfielders in the Premier League.
100%. Bruno G is a baller. Like, it's a baller. And I don't think
I feel like we're kind of underappreciating what we have done.
Yeah, but if I'm brutally honest with you, Egal, I appreciate that. As I said, I've been advocating for a centre mid. But if I'm honest, some people would say you're adding to a stronger area already. Left wing is dying. It's like a battery on 7%, and the next battery is on 71%, and you plugged your charger into that battery. So I praise you on one hand, but it's still left wing.
I don't think it makes financial sense for the football club to go and drop 170 million euros on Barcola.
Yeah, no, I'm with you with that.
It makes more sense to wait. Simple.
If we can bargain it down, then we can. If not, it is what it is. Bro, if the market ended now with no attack, I think we win the Prem. I don't know for the champs.
If Liverpool can't bargain it down, who will?
Only God knows. Before I forget, like, because you were singing the praises of Konsa. What, 60 million though?
Bro, that's gonna drop to 45.
He's got 2 years left on his deal. They have seen a lot of key players go. If he does his part, 45, I'm on it.
45 to 47, the deal gets done.
What's your absolute?
Right now, it's bargaining. 60 million is. We wish we could get 60 million. Try giving it to us. Oh, we'll give you 40. I don't feel like
what's your hard line? Like, what's your hard line?
The fact that we gave them a 30 million pound offer and they didn't hang up the phone right away and they said, let's talk more. That tells me
we've opened communication.
They're willing to meet in the middle. To me, 60 million, 30 million gap. Take that down to half. It's going to be about 45. So I think 45 meets in the middle for both sides, and they're going to be like, you know what? We wanted 60, we couldn't get 60. They wanted to buy him for 30, they couldn't get him for 30. We met in the middle. Shake your hand. Have a good one.
What's your absolute hard line on Konsa? Like, what's the maximum you'll pay? Especially considering the market's just turned mad. You probably do have to pay.
The max I'll do is 50 million.
Yeah, I'm on that. 50, maybe something stupid like 52 if they're being mad stingy. That's kind of where I'm.
50 million max, but that's add-ons included. So like we have
total package is 52.
No. 45, 50 plus add-ons, making it like we win the league. You guys get the next 5.
Yeah, mine would be 52. What you're saying, but that's my number, 52. If you want more than that, I'm sorry. Like, I'm being stupid, and I know they won't want these guys. But just if you wanted a Jesus or something, then yeah, we can make it work. But that's not realistic.
Yeah. Just make sure you guys never call the Chelsea sporting director again. That's all I ask.
And like I told you last year, Noni Madueke, I want that to be the last one. Unless you're gonna go and sign Cole Palmer, Caicedo, Estalvio, like Dells, Reece James, I don't want to hear it from Chelsea. Like, I don't care what no one tells me. We could have got Ryan we could have got Ryan or Cherky with the money we spent on Noni. No disrespect to Noni. You're here now, but you're the last kind of one. I don't want to have to squint for play to see if players are good, man. I know Noni everyone loves to hate him, but I look at you and Martinelli in a good way, and that you lot are tools in the toolbox.
He's been shooting. He's been working on his shot. Let's see if it works.
You're a more hopeful man than me, man. You're a more hopeful man than me.
I'm just being a nice guy.
Last question I wanted to ask you, Egal, is because you kind of touched on it at the end, then. So I've been saving it to the end of the stream. You kind of indirectly alluded to it, where you said, "Oh, like all the other clubs, they got new old managers and whatnot. We don't know what that means." What does it mean, and how do you feel about the rivals next year? Like, again, I don't want to assume Arsenal winning the league, but we're going to win the league. Who do you see fighting us? Who do you see? Like, yeah, talk to me about the Cities, the Liverpools, the whatever, the Chelseas and whatnot.
Where do I begin? Let's do it in order. Man City is our clearest rival because everybody else we're better than in most areas of the pitch. The only team that I would say is superior to us in any area is Man City. Their forwards are able to score at a ridiculous rate. And with Pep leaving, I still believe they're going to score at a high rate. Now, their issue is I don't think Enzo Maresca is going to be able to win them the league as a manager. And I think Rodri leaving, they don't have a chance to win the league. So I think that's their real issue. You're rebuilding your whole midfield. Your captain, your leaders, your best players, your water carriers are out the door. And I don't know if your striker Erling Haaland is the kind of player who can lead you to a title without those water carriers like a Bernardo Silva and a Rodri. Now, if you want me to,
he can get 20 goals in it, but
if you want me to pause before and you jump in before we go to the next team.
Nah, man, this is I've offered my thoughts enough.
Man United are the team that everyone has after Man City as a potential title challenger. But I'll keep it simple. No Champions League football last season. This season,
more games.
This season, they have more games. They most likely won't get knocked out early in the cups again, like they did last year. And there's going to be more pressure. Plus, the most important factor of them all, more respect from your opponents. Because last year, they did not get the respect that they deserved until it was too late. And teams
had to go against United.
Teams did not make them struggle and play a low block. They let them play football. And if Man United are going to play football against these teams, fair, they're going to break down some teams, but not every team. So we'll see how things go this season. But I do think latter end of the season, Man United had an easy go because they're playing one game a week and they're much fresher than most of these teams. And yes, they have a new midfield. Their attack's the same. They still haven't really improved their defensive depth, but they've improved their squad depth, but their ceiling hasn't changed for me. They're still
third at some best. Good additions. Yeah, like
they're third at best.
They've looked after the house at this moment in time.
They're third at best. If they come in second in the league, that's a great season for them. But I don't see them pushing us in the latter end of the season unless we have a catastrophic fall off.
God forbid.
For Man United to be in the title conversation come April, May, I'll be impressed.
Liverpool, Chelsea.
Liverpool not even in the discussion. No disrespect to them.
Raw.
You have way too much to fix to be in the discussion for the title. No disrespect. You have your defense. 3 out of the 4 defenders, we don't know how they're going to perform. Your midfield, we don't know how it's going to perform. 2 out of your 3 attacking positions, we don't know who's going to play in it. So with all that being said, your team could finish anywhere between 10th and 5th. I have no idea.
What, you think they can't get top 4? Raw.
They could be solidified top 4 if everything goes well. They could be chilling outside of Europe. That's how much of a range there is of possibility for Liverpool. Nobody knows what's going to happen with them. One thing I can tell you, they don't have what it takes to go and win the league next season. Simple as. They don't have what it takes to be even in the top 3 next season.
Chelsea Spurs playing once a week, though.
Chelsea
have won the league playing once a week before.
Chelsea have a better chance than Man United and Liverpool to win the league, but they don't have it defensively. They are too suspect defensively. They are going to find out too many games where teams are going to be able to get at them, and they're going to give up too many chances. Even if they're playing a back 3, it's going to be the Premier League is very punishing.
Still got to adapt. There's a lot of teething problems. You don't get there overnight. Look how the journey we went on in the defensive aspect to how great we are now.
Chelsea, maybe in a couple of years' time, they'll be fully there. But right now,
Xabi Alonso's
I don't see them. They need a goalkeeper. They need more defensive depth. I'm looking at them overall, and I'm just saying, you guys are knocking on the door of being one of those teams. But a big part of why you're going to have such a great season is second half when everyone's playing in Europe. You're not going to be doing that. It's going to be a big advantage. You should finish in the top 3. Anything besides a top 3 finish for Chelsea should be considered a failure. And if you can get...
we got to do the agenda things against Chelsea. 117, Morgan Rogers, Caicedo, this. If he stays, Enzo, that. You got the best of the best, like what United fans say. All the stuff they say about Arsenal, I want to apply to everybody.
Enzo's going to Man City. Yeah. Rodri's going to Barcelona. Chelsea are going to maybe sign somebody. It could be Zubimendi. You never know.
God forbid, man. But we have had that kind of deals before. What are you saying for Spurs? Because I don't think they'll be in a relegation battle. I'm not saying they're in Premier Leagues and that. I'll say the outside chance of Europe.
Spurs are comfortably going to be the biggest improvers of the Premier League this season.
Yeah, because by default, isn't it really? De Zerbi's a serious manager. They've had a good window of sorts, but it's nothing to shout about.
They're going to have to focus on fixing their injury issues. But if they can do that, they will comfortably be in the top 8.
And how do you see Villa doing as well, man?
Oh, Villa's getting Champions
League. We've kind of aired them. Like, they've been up there for a couple of years. We kind of aired them.
Villa's getting Champions League football.
They've lost key players as well.
Villa's much better than Liverpool.
I need to see this season, man. At this moment, but I need to see next season.
Why are you debating this?
I need to see, because they've got more games. They're in the Champions League. They've lost a lot of key players. I like what Emery and Villa's doing.
You know what Unai Emery does? Unai Emery is going to get knocked out in the round of 16, focus on trying to get Champions League football again, and he's going to get it because he has a better team that's played together. He's one of the managers who's been in the job consistently, knows his team, and his leadership group is still there. John McGinn, the goalkeeper, I don't really talk about him too much.
This man technically on screen, but if he goes, it makes it harder in Konsa.
Konsa leaves, next man up.
It's a tough act to follow, though, man.
That's the kind of team that they are, though. Aston Villa, they need to sell Morgan Rogers. They need to sell Konsas. But I do think they will be in and amongst the teams fighting for 5th. And the Premier League is most likely going to get 5 slots for the Champions League. And they're going to be in one of those slots. I don't see Manchester City finishing. I see Man City, Man United, and Arsenal being the only teams that guarantee finish above Villa.
So then the 4th, as it is, it's a free-for-all, isn't it? And like you said, with the 5th thing coming into it, be interesting to see how it plays out, man. But at the end, as long as we retain our Premier League title, who cares? We had some great memories in terms of parading that.
His season's over, his season's over. He's just going to focus on getting Champions League football.
Bring it on, man, Egal, man. We got a target on our back, man. Any last words?
We don't.
No, we do. We're at the top. Bring it on.
Hear me out. We don't have the target on our back. We have the target on everyone else's heads, because these guys been chatting shit all last season. This season, it's about, oh, we don't play good football. Let's show you. Oh,
let's have the mentality that we ain't won the Prem. I want my players to do that.
This and this, 20% in the Champions League final. Oh, let's show you. This is what it's about. It's about showing them all the stuff they've been talking about last season has no valid case anymore, because we're gonna do
I just wish us Arsenal fans wouldn't bite debate all the time, but that's never gonna change, man.
I think that's stopped.
It hasn't. No, it hasn't.
It has, because
have you seen some of our YouTube colleagues or the big media houses? Arsenal, talking about Arsenal, whether you're talking the truth or absolute flabbergasting lies, it's cash money, because we're always going to react emotionally. People are always going to back it, and then until Arsenal fans clock, they want engagement.
Let me ask you: do you watch Game of Thrones or House of the Dragons?
Well, Game of Thrones, yeah.
Do you know how? So Arsenal fans are like this. We're like the small folk. We basically we will have our moments where we outright and we go crazy and we riot. But the reality is, it takes a lot for that to happen. I don't think anymore it's going to be small little things that make us go crazy.
Yeah, there's not going to be. You never know, man, because in this day and age of social media, you can just say anything. But I do hope that the whole, emotional bipolar Arteta in and then Arteta out the next day and all of this. And you know what? More than anything, the anxiety away from, like, for all of us around the world, but in the stadium, there's always going to be anxiety. We've got human emotions, but we've got it over the line now. Maybe we can breathe a tiny bit, but we'll have to see.
I am super confident that the fan base is going to be a lot more level-headed going into this season, and people are.
But I know human nature, Egal, man. I don't think so.
I even see it from some of the negative people and how they react. They're a lot more calm, so it just tells me, relax, we're good.
I hope so. I hope so, innit? Because we all.
I think you're being a pessimist when it comes to people judging other people.
Pardon me?
You're thinking the worst of the fan base. Like,
no, it's not even fan bases. It's just human nature. Like, you're gonna be optimistic, you're gonna be pessimistic, you're gonna be excited. I see it every year. Do you know how I know I see certain things every year? I think people don't understand what they talk about sometimes. One thing I see every year is, you mentioned Zubimendi and Lewis Skelly a short while ago. When the season's going on, oh, we need strength and depth, we need this, we need that. When this strength and depth comes in, what do you see? Oh, this one needs to leave, that one needs to leave. It's the same conversations on repeat, bro. It's human. And I'm not, notice how I didn't just say Arsenal fans, football fans. I know people like to paint Arsenal as the bad guys, but if you go through Arsenal fan bases, all the teams in the Prem, there's the mad optimistic one, there's the negative one, there's the half glass, half full one, there's the fans that they win, they're excited. Why? Because fundamentally, when we look beyond tactics and finances and all the things we've talked about, football's an emotional sport, bro. You win, your weekend's made. You lose, sometimes you don't even want to eat. But that's why we love it. It's a simple game. You just try to put the ball in the back of the net.
Are we ready to win the Champions League? No. Are we ready to win the Premier League again? Yes. This is where we should be.
With a bit of luck, the champs, calculated evidence Premier League. If you put a gun to my head, Egal, we win the Premier League. And I've got a sneaky feeling it's a domestic double. Like, I'll back a domestic double, an FA Cup and a Premier League. Champions League, I think we'll respect ourselves in latter stages, but yeah.
Community Shield, domestic trouble, basically.
I'm on the shame is this. I mean, you're there from there's a trophy on the line. You want to win it naturally, and it's a good curtain raiser. I don't think we're going to learn too much in the Community Shield about us or about them.
What do you think about my tweet? What do you think about my tweet for the Community Shield? Change it to Super Cup, include 2 more teams.
They're never gonna. I like the idea and the concept, Egal, but I don't think they'll go for it.
They do it in Italy and Spain. The FA are basically
but that's the whole point. That's why, Egal.
They're sitting on
Gyökeres's interview. You got to remember, it's only in this country. I'm not saying everybody says it's like Champions League or the biggest thing, but it's only in this country people shit on that tournament. Like you said, Italy, this one, the Super Cup is a big thing. Now, maybe them leagues there, you had the Inter AC, you had the El Clasico. Maybe if we had something like that, maybe Arsenal and City could become that if those rules came into place. But nah, man, they'll only go for it if somehow they make more money via TV rights, which it's a good idea, man. You might want to copyright that or pitch that to them, man. Go get yourself some commission, man. You're seeing it expanded.
The FA is sitting on $2 million worth of match day revenue that they're missing out on.
But then City are struggling to sell tickets for a final, let alone. So I don't know about semis and quarters and all.
Yeah, but if the other two teams that are entering the tournament are Aston Villa and Man United, best believe those tickets are going to sell out.
Yeah, the 50 City fans will make their way, no doubt. I'm being silly, man. Hey, Gal, this has been a pleasure, man. Before I let you get out of here, you got to tell people where they can find you. Not that I imagine they need telling.
Egaltalksfootball on YouTube, on TikTok, on Instagram, and then on Twitter, EGTV Egal. That's where I'm usually just making sure everyone's in order and making sure I'm G-checking some of these negative people.
And now you heard it from Miguel himself, people. It's in the title of the video by the time you're listening to this. And obviously all his other stuff is in the description. So yeah, TikTok, X or Twitter, whatever you want to refer to it as, go subscribe. And, you know, come on, you Gunners, in it. It's going to be a whirlwind of emotions, man. It's going to be amazing, man. But, you know, I want to retain this Prem. Egal, it's been amazing. No doubt we'll do content together and, you know, there'll be ups and downs and swings and roundabouts because that's what football's about. But for now, my boy, rest up. And I'll see you on the next one, man. Chat, like, comment, subscribe. Go follow the platforms. We're out. Safe, my guy. Come on.
Because you always